Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
What is going on, family? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. On this evening's conversation, y'all, I tell you, Congress, y'all can't get your ish together. Not one but two members of Congress, one on each side of the aisle, has announced that they will be exiting Congress. We all know the controversy that just happened pretty recent involving California Congressman Eric Swalwell, who was a shoo-in. He was a front runner to be the Democratic nominee for governor of California. Possibly could have won the election, depending on how this would have ended up for him. But claims came out of sexual assault allegations brought by a former staffer of his, and he, came out publicly saying false, and it's still an ongoing investigation. But his side, he's saying it was false. Then you see a video surface on social media showing the accuser, all right, and Eric Swalwell. And Eric Swalwell, he was getting quite handsy. There's multiple clips on social media that is at your disposal, so feel free to look it up yourself. And it wasn't looking too good. First thing you notice is like, wait a minute, he's getting kind of handsy with somebody that's not his wife. And so it's never a good look, especially for a public figure in the world of politics. And on top of that, you're in an election. Now, I did bring up in the past, when it comes to close and very competitive races, very, very competitive elections, everybody's going to come out swinging with everything they can to defeat or lower the chances on folks voting for their opponents. Okay, so whoever is looking like, they're looking like the momentum is going their way, that they're going to be successful, let's try and find some dirt, especially for, he was a congressman for 10 years. Before that, I believe he was a prosecutor as well as a member of council in his city that he was in California. And so had a long political career. So you start seeing folks pulling out all the dirt and saying, okay, what can we get on him? So obviously this was not a good look for him. Now, as I mentioned, he put out a clip saying it's false, and this is we're going to continue to fight on. But after seeing the video, folks, Democratic voters were saying he needs to drop out the race. Even some of his own colleagues, especially those on the opposing side, were saying you need to drop. Now, that was him. And then you also have issues happening in Texas with Texas Congressman Tony Gonzalez, who also was caught up in a number of affairs, okay, outside of his marriage, like Eric Swalwell, because there's more than one. I believe there's like 4 women that's accusing him of sexual assault, and Tony Gonzalez had affairs with multiple women. One of them, Tony Gonzalez, one of them was a staffer that sadly ended up taking her own life because she came out saying, hey, she had an affair, and she was a married woman as well. Says she had an affair. Her husband was like saying, you need to quit the job. She refused. She refused to quit the job. They separated. She falls into a depression and then takes her own life. Yet you see a man in Congress continue to say, well, they said, but I'm going to continue to move on. I mean, like a jerk, right? Let's flat out say it. And this man, by the way, married with not 1, not 2, but 6 children with his wife, and going behind her back, getting some. Okay, so you have Tony Gonzalez. You also have Eric Swalwell. These two men one Democrat, one Republican, has both come out publicly saying that they will be exiting Congress because so many folks are saying they should be expelled. They're not the right representation for a congressional seat, and they're like, no, they got to go. Now, I'll be honest. Have they seen who's serving as the president of the United States? Because we gonna talk about him too. But going back to two members of Congress announcing their exit, but now Congress is pushing for two more again because there's two Dems, two Republicans. Republican out of Florida, Corey Mills, as well as that's under investigation. Congresswoman Sherfilis McCormick, Sheila, I believe is her first name, Sheila Sherfilis McCormick, also out of Florida, looking to be expelled. It's sad, but at the end of the day, you got to keep your eye on who you elect in office because the trust the trust has to be earned once they are doing the job and serving during their term. You can't you don't own my trust as a candidate. I'm sorry. You now I might, listen to you and be like, I'm gonna vote for you, but you still haven't earned my trust. I might vote, I might say, okay, I like what I'm hearing. I'll put my faith in you in regards to I'm gonna vote for you and see how you do. But once you're in office, you gotta start earning the people's trust. And so sadly, we see folks that don't do that. Now, when it comes to these sexual misconduct allegations, I mean, it's disgusting. It's flat out sad, and it's sad the fact that you have these folks that are serving in Congress, one of the highest political positions in office, and this is what happened. So we're gonna talk more about that, y'all. Also, in other news, this president, man, Trump is one sick individual. He had recently posted a image of him on his True Social, depicting him as the one, the only Jesus Christ. Yes, wearing the whole robe, the veil, everything, and he literally is depicting him as Jesus Christ. Y'all, what in the world? What in the world? What else can go wrong? But you know what, y'all? I don't know about you guys. I'm not shocked. I am not shocked at all. I'm not shocked. I'm never shocked when I hear, "Oh my gosh, did you hear what the president said?" Doesn't surprise me. Did you see what the president? Doesn't surprise me. He continues to get worse and worse. And what is this? Is this even? This is still the first year of his first term of his second term. Ugh, y'all. And look, there's even folks that are wanting to invoke the 25th Amendment. Okay, what is the 25th Amendment? I'll share that a little later on the show. But there are so many folks that are saying we need to invoke the 25th Amendment because this man is truly off the rails. And I mean, it's not just coming from the left; it's coming from the right. It's coming from the middle. We've seen Trump's approval ratings continue to drop. Folks that he endorsed lose by a landslide. Okay, you just heard not too long ago out in Hungary, longtime Prime Minister Viktor Orban lost his seat after serving it for 16 years. Right, he was a Trump endorsed candidate. That Trump does not have that power. That's when I did that episode talking about how MAGA is crumbling. Okay, MAGA is crumbling. They're getting so desperate until it's not even funny. Now, I'll be honest, it's up to the Democrats to I mean, this the what is it? The ball's in your court now. If you lose, oh, that is truly on y'all because the Republicans are giving you an easy pathway to victory. They are really giving y'all an easy pathway to victory. I'm talking red states, Trump districts losing by either Democrats or coming very close. Because I know Marjorie Taylor Greene's old district out in Georgia, you had well over 45%, maybe 48. I could be wrong. That voted Democrat in that district, which is extremely high than prior, being how red her district is. We see these changes happening everywhere. You hear me? If I have time, I want to also share about this story happening in Louisiana, where Louisiana Republicans are planning on moving to eliminate a court office won by an exonerated man. So let me get this straight. So someone wins an election, and then you say, "Well, let's try to eliminate this court office because we can't afford this. We can't. No, he can't serve this." Wait, what? So now you're taking away the vote from the people, saying, "No, this is the way it goes." Okay, Louisiana Republicans, who's corrupt now, huh? I mean, what is going on here? Also, y'all, I want to I want to talk about this back and forth between old Republican, excuse me, old MAGA and new MAGA. Oh, you didn't hear about that war between old MAGA and new MAGA? Man, they going back and forth like like it's territorial stuff, man. Like they are really getting at it. And it's hilarious. It is so funny. So we got some clips that we're gonna share later on. But as always, my friends, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to check in or to tune into the Arrington Gavin show. We drop new episodes weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts, whether it's iHeart, Spotify, Apple, just to name a few. Again, we're available on all major podcast platforms. You can also listen to us on the radio airwaves. If you happen to be in the New Orleans area, be sure to tune in to WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about weeknights at 7 p.m. Central Time. Again, that's only on WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. Then we're going to head over to the Metro Atlanta area. So if you happen to be in those neck of the woods, be sure to turn your radio dial to WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk, where you can listen into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then lastly, if you're in Sin City, Las Vegas, baby. I love Las Vegas. I'm not even a big gambler like that, but I just love Las Vegas. If you happen to be on your way to the casino, hoping to get lucky, or on your way to an event, a show, a concert, a sporting event, look, be sure. I hope you'll have your radio dial to KSHP 1400 AM or 107.1 FM, where you can listen in to the Arrington Gavin Show Fridays at 8 p.m. Pacific. Again, that's only on KSHP 1400 AM and 107.1 FM, Las Vegas. All right, family. Now that we have that taken care of, y'all, I got to share something with you. So, the missus and I were at the gym earlier. Now, again, it's a work in progress when it comes to staying healthy, staying fit. I think we all can agree, like, it's not easy to try and live a healthy life when it comes to eating, getting the proper rest, exercising. It's tough, right? And I'm like, I'll be damn, I'm not gonna try and get me, lose myself, get overweight, and I'll be like, well, let me just get on the shot. Nope, 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 nope. We gonna do this together. We gonna do this together because I keep on having. First of all, I'm still young too, but sometimes I don't feel like I'm in my 30s. But I always think of like when I was in college, man, your boy was yoked. Okay, I was eating weights, literally. I was in that because I wasn't an athlete, but all my friends were. My wife, was an athlete, collegiate athlete, and it was for me it was like, okay, after classes, what else are you gonna do? Well, let me go to the gym. Let me get, because where else are you gonna meet people and mingle and all that stuff. So yeah, I was in great shape when I was in college, but of course, once you enter into the workforce, it is a whole different ball game. When you enter into the workforce, it is a different ball game, and it can be hard, man. Time management is key. You have to manage your time wisely. So I say all that because the wife and I, we were we're starting to be workout buddies. Now at first we was like, this ain't gonna work out because we both have two different goals, and I don't know how this is gonna go. But uh we were like, no, let's try this out. It's another way for us to continue to just you know uh, uh um, grow together, right? Because our schedules are so busy. Sometimes we might, on a weekday, we might have a short time to just, talk to each other or just spend time with each other. And then weekends is like, okay, this is when we have our fun. But hey, we can do that at the gym as well. So we're workout buddies now. And my wife had us doing, we were doing like lower body basically. We first time we did upper body, body was nice and sore, but man, one day I think we did a full body workout and we were really not feeling it, but we still did it and did our thing. My body is very much sore and I get sore quick. Like I get sore the day of usually a workout. My wife is usually like the day after. I'm the day of. And so obviously the day after I'm even more sore than I was the day of. I'm like, babe, we gotta go to the gym again. We gotta get our workout on, keep that momentum going. Now my body's still very, very much sore. Man, this girl got me doing lower body, legs. My legs are already sore. My lower back is sore. And we basically doing stuff that's targeting those muscles. When I tell y'all, my lower body feels like lead. Oh, I was going up the stairs. I'm like, uh. I'm in so much pain right now, but I'm happy that we completed it. All right. I'm happy that we did it. Because it's important. It's important. That's if you don't listen to anything I usually say on this show, man, please listen to this tip here. You have to take care of your body internally is the most important thing. It's easy to take care of your body externally, even though there's folks that struggle with that. But hey, it's easy to take care of your body externally. It's easy to get a haircut. It's easy to, put some lotion on or, put some smell good, shower, all that stuff. But internally is the most important thing. You have to take care of your temple internally, putting the right foods in X, Y, and Z. Or just look, think of it like this. If you exercise so good and you're very healthy, you can also treat yourself to a cheat meal. Okay. Hell, sometimes you can do a cheat day, but a cheat meal. And it's just important. So please take care of your body, take care of your mental health, take care of your physical health. It is important. It's a must, y'all. It's a must. Look, we're gonna continue the conversation, y'all, here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thank you for sticking with us and thank you for taking the time to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. Do not change that dial. We're gonna take a break, but when we come back, we gotta talk about these members of Congress, man. It's just I can't believe it. But don't go anywhere, my friends. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show.
Let me tell you something that most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story. Luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
And we still in traffic.
Don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up. Yeah, this that new Goldverse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of the app he said?
Introducing Goatverse TV.
Goatverse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
Our risk from injury from a fall or car crash increases as we age. But getting older doesn't have to mean giving up on the activities you love. Take simple steps to avoid injuries, like doing activities that improve strength and balance. Get yearly eye and wellness exams, and talk to your doctor or pharmacist about the medicines you take. Also, tell your doctor if you've fallen or worry about falling. Learn more about aging without injury at cdc.gov/stillgoingstrong.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the show. Let's get it going with our first story here. As I mentioned earlier, Not one, but two members of Congress has just recently announced that they will be exiting, or at least planning on exiting, due to a number of sexual misconduct allegations brought against each of them. And let me go ahead and read you a little more with this. This is let's see, on 19thnews.org. Two members, as I mentioned, you have Democratic Representative Eric Swalwell of California and former gubernatorial candidate, and Republican Representative Tony Gonzalez out of Texas. Both announced recently to step down from the House because they were already pressured by both parties. This was a bipartisan effort to be expelled. Okay. So you have here Swalwell, who represents California's 14th congressional district, and you have Republican Representative Tony Gonzalez, who represents Texas' 23rd congressional district. In a statement, Swalwell apologized to his family and staff for mistakes in judgment he made while vowing to fight the serious false allegations made against me. This was his statement. He did not say in his statement whether his resignation was effective immediately, which I will figure they will want that to happen immediately. He also said, "I am aware of efforts to bring an immediate expulsion vote against me and other members. Expelling anyone in Congress without due process within days of an allegation being made is wrong." Well, that's when I gotta stop you there, Eric, because you were so front and center when it's in allegations brought against Trump. Epstein lists this, Epstein lists that. When it's an allegation brought against Gates at the time, anybody, especially those on the opposing end, you're quick to do it. See, that's what ticks me off with these party politics, is that they're so quick to, be called out as a hypocrite because you're saying this allegation. He's wording it right, because first of all, it's not just an allegation, sir. It's multiple. So let's just be clear. It's not just an allegation. It's multiple allegations. One of them happens to be surfacing all through the TV digital space. Everybody's seeing it. All right. So when they constantly see that, that does not help your case, my friend. But it's also wrong for my constituents to have me distracted from my duties too. Okay, so now you're distracted from your duties. Gonzalez, who has already suspended his reelection bid, said he too was resigning. His statement on X, he put, "There is a season for everything, and God has a plan for us all." It's so funny how everybody gets so holy when when someone's about to drop a ball on you. You know what I mean? They very quick to go, to go to faith. And look, I'm a man of faith too, right? But it's funny because when something bad happens, they're like, "Well, God got his hands on this, and I'm gonna put it in my faith in Jesus." I mean, they get so holy. He added on to say, "When Congress returns tomorrow, I will file my retirement from office. It has been my privilege to serve the great people of Texas." See, he's quick because it was already just running down on. I mean, if y'all haven't heard his story, let me try and see if I can. Well, I can share it really quick. So there were countless affairs that he was involved in. Countless affairs with staffers. And see, that's another thing too. You gotta keep an eye. You just gotta. It's so much, man. Because these are folks that he's with 24/7. Sometimes, again, longer than he's with his family. And a lot of staffers are young, right? Whether it's men and women, they're young. Some of them are still in college. Some of them are interns. This one individual, I won't say her name, but she had an affair with the congressman. It went so serious where she ends up confessing of the affair, I believe a day after he won a Republican primary. And she let her husband, she told her husband, because she was a married woman. The husband's like, "You need to quit the job." Because to me, that's like, he's like saying, "Look, quit the job. We got to work this out, but you need to quit that job. You can't still be there." She refused. Husband said, you know what, I'm out of here. Then sadly the lady falls into a depression and eventually takes her own life. That's just one story, y'all. Let me continue on, because that was Tony Gonzalez controversial story. Representative Teresa Ledger Fernandez, chair of the Democratic's Women Caucus, wrote earlier in a social media post, Representative Gonzalez and Swalwell are not fit to serve. They must resign. If they do not, I will vote to expel them. Republican Representative Ana Paulina Luna, who represents Florida's 13th congressional district, had said she planned to introduce a resolution which would need 2/3 of the chamber's vote to expel Swalwell from Congress. Now, again, party politics. I think you need to do both, but obviously you can't with Gonzalez, because Gonzalez had already announced he's retiring. Swalwell said he plans, but he hasn't said it when. If it's immediate, is it that we don't know. Dozens of Swalwell's former congressional and campaign staffers also signed a public letter calling for him to drop out wow of the gubernatorial race, which he did, or which he has done, which he and resigned from Congress. They also called on law enforcement to open a full investigation into the allegations. The House Ethics Committee also announced recently that it had opened an investigation into whether Swalwell engaged in sexual misconduct, including with a member of his staff while in office. All right. So that is the case for them. Now there's two other members of Congress that we need to discuss. All right. Both on one on the Democratic side, the other one on the Republican side. Sheila, sure, this is such a long name, it kills me. Sheila Sherfilis McCormick. All right. And several confidants were indicted late last year on charges of stealing $5 million in federal disaster relief funds and using some of the money to fund her 2021 campaign for Congress. A panel of House Ethics Committee found her guilty of 25, listen to this number, 25 House ethics charges in a televised 7-hour public trial in the late March. She has pleaded not guilty. It's kind of interesting that you plead not guilty and they found like 25. I mean, that's just pretty gutsy there. She has pleaded not guilty to criminal charges and maintains her innocence. Now, Corey Mills out of Florida, also, he's a Republican, has faced multiple controversies since entering into Congress. He currently is under investigation by the House Ethics Committee, which is probing accusations that he committed campaign finance violations, accepting improper gifts, and engaged in contract work with the federal government while serving in Congress. He's also faced allegations of domestic violence. Last year, a Florida judge granted an order of protection barring Mills from contacting a former girlfriend, Lindsay Langston, a Republican state committee woman in Florida, and then reigning Miss United States, who said he harassed and threatened her. Mills has denied the wrongdoing. Long story short, y'all, these 4 folks got to go. I'll say it again. These 4 folks got to go. Sherfilis McCormick, you got to go. 25 house ethics. That's such a tongue twister. House ethics violations, 25. You got to go. Eric Swalwell, why are you taking so long? You got to go. Gonzalez, you already said you retired, so bye, Felicia. You can go. No one's gonna miss you. Corey Mills, got to go. Once again, this is folks that was voted in. So again, you can't be mad because they were voted in. It's look, y'all the ones that voted them in. So now it's time to get them out. You got to get them out. Moving on. Moving on. Let me see. Actually, there's there's one more clip I think I wanted to share here. Again, hypocrisy happening. This was one. Let's see here. This was representative out of Tennessee, Andy Ogles. Ogles. Listen, he's sitting down with conservative podcaster Benny Johnson. And this is truly insane rhetoric that comes out of his mouth. But let me just play this for you real quick.
Look, the allegations of rape are a consenting adults is one thing, but when you're targeting, you're a predator and you're raping young women, let's hang them. Rapists should be hung. Period. No questions. And so now I don't want the Secret Service to come. I'm not talking about Eric Swalwell. I'm not threatening a member of Congress. But the point is we got to say enough is enough. We can't allow this type of behavior.
Now, what's interesting is that he said, "Hey, I'm not making this at Eric Swalwell." I mean, that was some pretty intense words right there, right? But who are you talking about? You happen to say it at the same moment of all these it's just, come on, dude. Like, stop it. People, man, they really don't have any censor when it comes to some of these folks in office, man. Moving on, I want to talk about this. The old MAGA is going head to head with new MAGA, and I think it is quite entertaining. I don't know about y'all, but it is quite entertaining. So who do I want to share here? So this is Daily Wire founder and host of the Ben Shapiro show, the one and only Ben Shapiro. He was on Fox recently, and this is what he had to say in regards to those that have been criticizing Donald Trump, like Megyn Kelly, like Alex Jones, like Tucker Carlson, like Candace Owens, once very loyal Trump loyalists. I mean, Trump loyalists, MAGA loyalists, they were like top tier. They were on the campaign trail, for crying out loud. They have the hats. They were saying how much, he's this, he's that, he's that, he's this. Man, listen what this joker Ben Shapiro had to say in regards to all those critics of Donald Trump.
I think it's mainly a Democratic Party issue. I do think that there is a wing of the conservative base that has become essentially the grievance party, mirroring a lot of the concerns of the left, seeing politics through the same grievance-based conspiratorial lens, suggesting, for example, as Candace Owens did over the weekend, that the president is a slave to Israel, or that Israel is manipulating this president. The president, as anyone who has watched him for the last decade knows, makes his own decisions. And the conspiratorial horse crap that is being promoted by Tucker Carlson or Megyn Kelly or Candace Owens or Alex Jones, that the president is acting at the behest of a foreign nation, is nonsense. The president knows it's nonsense. So does the Republican base.
So you already see now that Shapiro's trying to put his face or his ticket in as okay, I need to be now the savior. I need to continue to receive all those that are going to be lost once MAGA leaves. Now here's the interesting thing. So this is an image that I saw on social media that I'm like, okay, I got to show this with the show. So they got old MAGA, they got new MAGA. So you have old MAGA, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Candace Owens, Megyn Kelly, and Tucker Carlson. Okay, old MAGA. New MAGA, you got Mark Levin. You got is that Laura Loomer? I don't know who the other gentleman is down there, but then you see Ben Shapiro. Now, Ben Shapiro at the time was a critic, was known to criticize Donald Trump, and probably still is, right? But now it's like, I just don't get it, y'all. Like, you have folks that, I mean, I don't know. Like, I've heard some of my friends on the right say, look, when Trump first entered in the MAGA world, yes, you have folks that grew careers out of MAGA. One of those being Candace Owens. No one knew who the hell Candace Owens was, right? You see this person drops out of college, grows a career with PragerU, then grows as a pro-Trumper. She grows a career on podcasting, then signs a deal with Daily Wire. I mean, she grows her whole career just by being a part of MAGA. There were a number a number of other figures. Marjorie Taylor Greene was a MAGA politician since day one. Okay. Matt Gaetz, Lauren Boebert, oh gosh, who else? Tim Scott, Byron Donald. There's so many folks who grew themselves as MAGA elitists. Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly on the second go round. She wasn't the very first go round, but she did the second time. Alex Jones. I mean, the list goes on and on of so many figures that grew a career just by being MAGA supporters. Sean Hannity grew an extended, career being a MAGA supporters. They started far right wing channels, networks because of him. Like, because of Trump, Newsmax grew even larger. OAN grew larger. All these far right, extreme right leaning networks. Okay. Social media started, because of this, like everything followed behind Trump. Now you're seeing folks saying, hold up, all this is a lie. All this is this and that and the other. And it's just quite interesting. I think it's quite interesting. Being that MAGA is crumbling, I doubt it that, Ben already has a, following, so does Mark Levin. These folks that are trying to grow even larger behind Trump, I mean, good luck if you're just not trying to start a career and be a MAGA. Good luck. But I just think it's interesting that you still have folks that are trying to defend this president, the same guy that depicts himself as Jesus Christ, the same guy that, cussed out a storm on True Social on Easter. Okay. The same guy who celebrated the death of former FBI director and a former Marine. Okay. The same guy who celebrated actor Rob Reiner's passing. The same guy that continues to insult everybody and anybody that says, sir, I'm not liking that tie color you have. Anything, if you disagree with him, he's going to shun you and he's going to go on social media and he wants to fry you. That's all he wants to do. You cannot disagree at all with this president. Everything he does is, is great. Heavens, is roses. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. So now you see folks that were those that truly supported him from the long run speaking out. I've already showed you a clip of the person supporting him in Ben Shapiro. And now hold up. And now it's just folks are at a loss. Folks are at a loss completely. And so I've showed you the clips of those being, mistrusted and misconstrued. This is let me see. This right here is a clip of our favorite, not really, but former Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is very much so still is very, we're not on speaking terms right now, guys. But this is what she had to say in regards to just MAGA in general.
Care about the fraud and care about all these issues here in America. So no, MAGA is, I think people are realizing it was all a lie. It was a big lie for the people. What MAGA is really serving is, in this administration, who they're serving is their big donors, the big donors that donated all the money and continue to donate to the president's PACs and donate to the 250th anniversary and are donating to the big ballroom. And if they're donating to all these things, those are the people that get the special favors, they get the government contracts, they get the pardons, or somebody they love or one of their friends gets a pardon. And it's the foreign countries that are running the show here. It's the major big corporations and what is best for the world. That's really what MAGA is. That's the results. That's what we're seeing after one full year of MAGA. We are seeing war on behalf of Israel. We are seeing the people in Gaza, innocent people in Gaza, hundreds of thousands of them completely murdered so that they can build some new real estate development and money can pour in and everybody can get rich there in the new Gaza. And we're seeing a whole plan play out, which is really a new world order. It's a new way of doing business. And that's the it's kind of like the Scooby-Doo meme where, they pull the mask.
Okay, that's when I stop her right there. But obviously, she is not a fan of MAGA. Not a fan of MAGA. I mean, she was even asked recently the question, are you still a member of the Republican Party? Because there's so many folks that's literally saying, I'm politically homeless. There's no party that's left for me. And look, I get it. At the end of the day, you are going to lean your views to a person either on the right or on the left, because right now those are two entities that are still, but there's some great third-party candidates. I will say that there's great third-party candidates, but for the most part, it depends on which state you're in, and who has that momentum. Me personally, again, I love seeing, new parties popping up. I will say there's, I wish there was multiple. There's a story that I'll share, maybe in a next show or two. There are, we've had on, which I gotta bring back my guy, Lenny Friedman, because, who's a member of the North Carolina, Forward Party. And so the Forward Party that was started by Andrew Yang. He was one of the co-founders, Andrew Yang, a Forward Party that's meant to unite, bring Democrats, Republicans, and Independents to move, to forward thinking. That's what we need, right? That's what we need, not this party politics BS. But ways. Let me share this last clip, and then we're going to take a quick break. But this was a question brought to Marjorie Taylor Greene if she still considers herself a Republican. Why is this interesting? Just because I feel as though like what she's sharing is happening amongst other people from both sides. Do you still consider yourself a Democrat? Do you still consider yourself a Republican? So let me let y'all listen to this here.
Consider yourself a Republican?
I would not. I don't really know if I do consider myself one right now. I would say I'm definitely leaning more calling myself an independent.
Have you gone so far as to change your registration?
I haven't, not yet. I haven't changed it yet, but I will probably think pretty deeply about doing that. And I think it's important because I think that's where many Americans are leaning. They're finding themselves. They're saying, if they're a Democrat, they're saying, well, the Democrat Party has failed me. If they're a Republican, they're saying, well, the Republican Party has failed me. And, I had tweeted at Ro Khanna this morning. He's mentioned, and others have mentioned, pulling together a coalition from the left and the right and trying to find a new center, because the current center has got us where we are. I mean, that's the reality. The current center with Republicans and Democrats, the way they have been coming together for decades now, is what we have. And so I am very interested in like going to a whiteboard and going, okay, let's come together, and what does this even look like? And how can we reimagine a new coalition going forward? And I think that's what the younger generations want.
I'll be honest, y'all. Marjorie will never have me fooled. I can't stand that woman. I'll just be honest, man. Yeah, she's out here speaking against Trump and MAGA and criticizing. She's still very conservative. When she was in office, she caused so much turmoil. She was my least, still is my least. Again, she's not in office anymore, so I could care less, but I'm just saying, she's getting a lot of airtime, obviously. Hell, I'm, sharing clips of her, but she's been on different outlets, sharing her frustrations with, X, Y, and Z. And I'm just like, I don't know what else to do. I'm just, like I said, not a fan at all. And I appreciate her, speaking out publicly and saying, hey, look, if she's willing to work together, because I'm passionate about the whole bipartisanship. I love seeing folks working together and all that great stuff. I truly do think that you can't succeed anything without uniting and bringing ideas together. Like one form of ideas is never going to succeed everything, because everybody's different. Everybody has different views, and as much as I sound like a broken record when I say that, it's the truth. You have to You have to unite. You have to come together and be like, hey, okay, look, we got this going on. We got that going on. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see what we can do here. I want to digress from that and talk more. We're still on the Trump convo, still in politics, but there has been so many folks pushing out to invoke the 25th Amendment because of the issues happening with our sitting president. So let me go ahead and let me just share this image here. So this raised so many eyebrows. It faced so much backlash. Do you see this? Do y'all see this trash? Let me see if I can make this a little larger. Look at that garbage. That right there is Donald Trump depicting himself as Jesus Christ. When I saw this, I just got sick to my stomach. I really did. I'm like, what in the world? It's him dressed as Jesus, and next to him you see the bald eagle, the flag. You see a couple of you see first responders, you see folks serving the military, you see nurses, and I'm just like, what in the world? Somebody has to, seriously, who is in charge? Who is holding this man's phone? Who is holding this man's phone? Because the way this man functions, I don't think he has the intelligence to really control a phone. He has the tool or the resources to continue to run his mouth, but he probably has somebody holding and say, put me as Jesus Christ, because I feel as though that what I have done is very comparable to the great work of Christ Jesus, the guy with the hair in this. He's a good one. He's a great one. There's no other one like him. There's a he's the real deal, Jesus. He's great. I mean, and it you know what, and it's even more. I will say this though. I'm happy this is pissing a lot of people off, because it was a former Republican state delegate out here in Virginia. Oh gosh, I think his name was Tim Anderson. He reposted this on his social media, and to a person that I don't agree with politically on some on things, I agree with them by saying, again, I'm glad that folks that are in support of that support this guy sees that this is an issue. This is wrong. This is completely wrong. What he did, and it's disgusting. But again, I'm like, out of all the stuff this Joker has done, this is the one that's that is it. Once you talk about my faith, it is it. He has always criticized. He's always insulted your faith. First and foremost, remember, this man had a mob of people pepper spray folks during that protest just so he can get a photo holding a Bible upside down. He was holding that Bible like he never even knew what it was in his hand. Okay. Everything he said, everything he's done is always, to me, an insult on the Christian faith, because this guy who's talking about basically taking out a civilization, is that Christ-like? I'm talking to those evangelist ministers that are always shoulder to shoulder with President Trump. I'm like Franklin Graham, okay, the son of Billy Graham. I'm talking folks like Kenneth Copeland. I'm talking folks like Paula White. Look, the list goes on and on, because see, what they do is they have a different agenda. They have a different agenda, and to me, it's sad because they make it hard for folks that are really trying to grow their faith, because they're going to be like, oh, well, this must be okay. See, the Republican Party uses faith as a talking point. Everybody in politics has talking points on different ways. The Republican Party, for sure, Christian faith is their talking point, because everybody, what are they going to say? Faith, family, and freedom. That's my three things that I want to focus on, and I'm running on those, because we need the freedom to do this. We need faith, and we gotta need family. We need more family. We're losing family. Like, how many times have y'all heard this, y'all? How many times have you heard this during campaigns? it's gonna be faith, it's gonna be NRA, it's gonna be faith in guns. Okay. I mean, it's so ridiculous. I'm like, oh my goodness. And so yeah, you got this guy, you have this guy depict himself as Jesus Christ. So obviously it faced backlash. Now, Trump has responded to all of that backlash, and his response, again, comical, but no surprise. This is what he had to say in regards to all that.
Mr. President, did you post that picture of yourself depicted as Jesus Christ?
Well, it wasn't depicted. It was me. I did post it, and I thought it was me as a doctor, and had to do with Red Cross as a Red Cross worker there, which we support. And only the fake news could come up with that one. So I just heard about it, and I said, how did they come up with that? It's supposed to be me as a doctor making people better, and I do make people better. I make people a lot better. As an example, the 11,000, I understand your husband's going through treatment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He's going through some very serious cancer treatment. So
yes, sir.
let's go.
Mr. President, did you post that picture of?
So Trump said that image that I showed y'all is supposed to be him as a doctor, not Jesus. Now, I've seen out of all the doctor shows, medical shows, ER, Grey's Anatomy, Chicago Med, right? The Good Doctor. There's a lot of medical shows. I just realized that. New Amsterdam, Nurse Jackie. There's so many freaking medical shows. We've seen what doctors wear out of all the faith-based movies and TV series, right? The Chosen, The Passion of Christ. We know what God wore, right? We know what Jesus Christ wore. Are any of those things close, or does it get you mixed up? Like, oh, that looks like something a doctor would wear. That's something. Now you might have the image of saying, this is how I feel about my doctor. My doctor saved my life, just like, Jesus saved. Like, you can maybe have that mindset, but it's not the same thing. He's like, that's just the fake news doing that. That's the fake news. But it's, we work with the Red Cross and like, bro, like, it's just, I'm sorry, y'all. And I have these conversations with my conservative friends, man. And the funny thing is, they try so hard to continue to say, oh my gosh, man, the left, the this, that. I'm like, yes. What about them? Yes. They're because look, again, you're talking to an independent. I'm gonna be like, yeah, they effed up. Oh, yes, they're doing awful. Yes, they're doing bad at this. What else is new? What's your now? Let's talk about your guy, okay? Because you cannot say, well, what he's doing. Well, nobody's no, don't stutter step. Like be up front. You hired him. He's doing a poor job, right? He promised y'all lowering the cost of grocery prices. No, they're spiking. Lower gas prices. No, they're extremely high. Housing affordability. Nope, there's no such thing as housing affordability. All right. Peace. No. He promised you no war. Well, we're in a war. Okay. And now folks are worried because there's a potential. They're talking about the draft between men ages 18 through 25. So again, what is it? What is it again that y'all want from him? I mean, now you got a guy that's saying he's Jesus Christ. Okay. That's enough. Oh, and now he's speaking out on Easter, talking about taking out a civilization. Okay. Innocent people, by the way, that has nothing to do with it, but okay. So what? I'm confused. I'm confused. What is the dealio here? Can you help me out? No? Okay. That's what I figured. But once again, fam, Lord have mercy. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I mean, look, midterm's gonna be big. All I can say is, hey, Democrats, y'all got an easy win for y'all. If y'all don't make this happen, then now again, when it comes to a lot of these redistrictings happening, across areas because see, oh man, I believe it was Donald Trump reached out to a state. I'm blanking on the state's name, but he asked for, and I should have it, but I want to say it was Kentucky. Might have been Kentucky or Kansas. I don't know. I want to say Kentucky. He asked for a redistrict change. They declined. A red state declined the president because they're like, no, we're not doing that because they know what's wrong. They know it's not fair. They know, like, dude, we're like, why we need to change seats? What are you worried about? What are you scared about? See, what Virginia is doing is responding. And see, a lot of folks are saying, well, what are they responding to? Well, again, you have a desperate administration that is losing congressional seats, and they're doing all they can to get people out and put their people in so they can have the majority. Now, Virginia has raised made so much noise because of the redistricting. Now, look, it's not a sexy thing. I'll be honest. I'm not a fan favorite of it. I understand why Democrats are doing it. And even though this is a nonpartisan referendum, it's very much right and left. Now, you've seen a lot of, because I mean, the left has put out a lot of money. Those that are in favor for voting yes on this referendum put out a lot of money. I saw a commercial, congressman out of Texas, Adam Kinzinger, a Republican, voting yes. You see independent people that was a part of the commission of the whole redistricting. It's a lot. And then you see a lot of folks on the opposing end that's voting no, putting out all the lit. I mean, I've been receiving so much. I actually make a post of it because I feel like I'm collecting Yu-Gi-Oh cards or Pokemon cards. Look, we gotta look. That's a vote yes one. This one is a vote no. Okay, that's a vote no one. Do I got another yes? Okay, got another yes one right here. All righty. And then we got some more. Yep, we got some more vote no's. All right. I mean, it's back and forth, man, with the voting no's. I mean, it keeps on. They are not playing around. Oh man, look at the time. Ooh. Well, y'all, as always, thank you for sticking with us here in the Arrington Gavin show. I wish I had more time to chop it up with you all, but as you know, time is always against me. And we're going to continue the conversation talking about the 25th Amendment because I'm busy telling y'all how bad this guy's doing, but I guess I pretty much explained why folks are wanting to invoke the 25th Amendment. But I'll explain. Just you have to stay with us on the next show. I'm gonna focus primarily on explaining the 25th Amendment, why so many folks are bringing up as far as invoking. And you won't believe who's saying people just need to stop with the whole invoking the 25th Amendment. You won't believe who is out there almost defending Trump. You probably won't be shocked, but hey, it's I'll just say it's a familiar face, person that's growing in the political world, but someone that's not unfamiliar with television. I'll leave it at that. But as always, my friends, thank you so much for sticking with us here. Do me a favor, stay safe, continue to stay informed, do your own research, stay in the know what's happening, not just on a federal level, but what's happening on a state level and what's happening in your own backyards. All right, focus on what's going on in your own backyards. Peace and blessings. I will talk to you all soon for another great combo here in the Arrington Gavin show. I'm out.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.